Small little hope, though, from them when we saw Jermaine and Dardes, those Bash brothers link up. Can they do it in game 2?
They had a really good mid-game here. If I was Myrmidons, I would be looking for a team comp that would be a little bit more cohesive for the 8 to 16 minute mark.
Are you looking to take away some of that global mobility this time around, though? Because they had too much that game, didn't they?
That's true. I mean, to the same point, Shaggy used it well, but we didn't get like that same level of, oh my God, look at how many times they've used their globals to rotate around the map.
That's true.
It was just proper team
But
combos.
having them available to you at any given situation allowed them to turn things on its head to an extent. The Ares ban, a big one coming out from Myrmidons there.
Yeah, I think Emilzy was like kind of the way they got into that game.
Agreed.
Hades being banned is obviously not a surprise to anyone. Serket being taken away again.
Serket just taken off the table multiple times over, at least in Europe. We've seen a couple of it in North America.
Most likely.
I think it's gonna be a permanent fixture this for EU.
She has a lot of potential to just blow somebody up, and God forbid that poison starts to spread, that plague starts to catch. I mean, it just ends the team fight.
And Myrmidons are going to take off Giannis from the table. They don't want to deal with Aero or Emilzy's gods from last game. But it does leave Fenrir available, and it does leave Bellona and Ao Kwang up as well. Bellona is the one that Conspiracy have chosen.
That's funny, is that Bellona got through last time, Get Fisher playing her for Myrmidons, and we didn't call it out at all.
We didn't.
The Eagles rallies had no effect in team fights. We didn't see those big hammers come out.
I mean, we saw him rotating around the jungle a lot early, but he couldn't find an opportunity to go in. And when he was looking for something, then Ares showed up and was like, now you're going to have to use it defensively.
Yeah, you can feel free to use your ult. Perhaps Ares is the answer to Bellona. Perhaps this is something that more teams are going to start picking up. This might make Ares a permanent ban fixture.
Well, with that Hades ban as well, that we've seen only really focused on Mugao, this does mean that Ymir gets through. And in Europe, Ymir is love, Ymir is life. He will be played in multiple roles, as you'll see. He could be jungle here for Get Fisher. He could also be played by Dardes.
Medusa gets locked in, so they have Ymir Medusa. If you get caught and stunned out by Ymir facing in the wrong direction, you're dead.
At the same time, if you get hit by the ultimate from Medusa and then hit by a freeze straight after, you're dead.
You're very dead. Either way, you're very dead.
You're going to be in a lot
either
of
you turn to ice or you turn to stone.
Ymir could still go jungle as well, and then you could even pick up Athena as third pick. Is an option for
Athena,
Athena Medusa
lane
with Ymir.
Where's Athena been here?
She's not as popular over in EU than we like to see normally. I mean, she saw a lot of her in the jungle and solo, but in the support role, not as much.
Oh man, I still love the way that North American are using that blink to get in there, properly use that confound, and then reinitiate with the preemptive strike, even though that's a really poorly named ability now, because it's a post-emptive strike.
Well, it's like after I've already blinked in, strike.
Ho-Yi is coming out, gonna try his hand against Medusa.
The rise of Ho-Yi, though, is starting to see play more and more. When he first came out, people were like, I'm not sure how good he is in the laning phase. His laning phase is where he's weakest more than anything, but his team fight control, DM, it's brutal.
Speaking of team fight control, Scylla now controls about 30% of a width of a lane. With her ultimate, if you get hit by it, the game ends.
I like the fact that they've done this with a Ymir and a Medusa as well. Both these have the ability to CC set up Scylla for those big armor monster combinations.
Yep.
And to be fair, Scylla nowadays doesn't hit many armor monsters like we have seen in the past.
That's true.
She misses more than she hits. I think most people have become to terms with how to deal with that ultimate.
Sumukong locked away here as he gets banned from Myrmidons. London Conspiracy, one more ban. And they're going to choose Fenrir, a character that I'm very surprised made it as far as he did again.
Agreed. Shot against Suggy Sandal again. I mean, he had a great game against it last series that he played when he was against Dignitas, so makes sense to take it off the table from them. And it's Myrmidons who are going to get a counter pick this time around, but they're actually saving their counter. This could be a support or a jungle last pick.
Yeah,
they're leaving the Ymir flex pick.
They're leaving the flex pick. That's very, very smart. And you see the Fenrir ban coming out from London Conspiracy. They've cut off their own feet.
And with the Sun Wukong ban as well, it means that we're going to see Zashu play in that solo lane. Gonna be Hercules.
Okay, so Chang'e matchup a little strange. Generally should belong to Chang'e. She can counter his healing. She can deal with his poke. She fights off the wave, which means he doesn't have the same level of pressure. But at the same time, he can just go, you're dead. If he gets one good hit, he just kills her. So it's a very volatile matchup.
Very aggressive matchup.
Yes.
Will we see Mogao play it like that, though? Because he's been very passive in lane and kept himself very safe.
He's better by... Either he has to buy potions or someone has to kill him.
The Bacchus is going to be the last pick. Dardes will be playing that one again, which does mean we see a Ymir in the jungle. Not something that we haven't seen before.
It could be Bacchus
EU
jungle.
Loves it. I doubt it.
Dude, Bacchus jungle's real, man.
Calm down.
Have you ever had full mage Bacchus hit you with a Soul Reaver?
Play that in your European games, not your North American games. I'd normally say that the other way around, but I'm now North American, so...
Oh, what was that? You're North American?
I'm in North America
You just said you're North American.
God damn it. I'm just losing my heritage slowly but surely. Here we go.
Maybe North America, you could be an upcoming star.
Just stop.
Why? Stop telling me to not make these amazing references.
Justice.
I was gonna make it. I was leading into it.
Just
Hey,
us.
man.
Never mind. In the game we go. London Conspiracy 1 up after that great game. Myrmidons had a chance for a comeback. Didn't work out for them this time.
He has potions.
He has potions.
Mogao has potions. He has defense. He didn't go into the uncommon sash. Life is good.
So do you like the idea of going straight for the breastplate this time around instead of waiting for the sash?
Again, this is a very Season 1 strategy. You go into the Vam Shroud for clear and sustainability, and then as fast as possible, you rush down that Breastplate of Valor, using the bunny to make sure that no one can gank you from the jungle. The two things to note here, there is healing reduction on Serket, who has made it through.
Well, double paradigm start coming out from both teams here, but we did see the Myrmidons take mid Harpies on that left-hand side. The duo lane did. Now they're going to rotate to purple lane. On the other side, Conspiracy took back Harpies and their purple too. So experience-wise, they should be relatively even, but then right-hand Harpies could be a point of contestation now between Aero and Fisher.
But Serket doesn't do as much damage in the jungle. We're going to see the rotation from Ymir be a little bit faster, despite the fact that Isis was quicker. Right side camp's getting taken by red.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give that one. You can't really fight a Ymir at level 2 or 3.
Here comes the pepperonis. Oh, there it was right there. Did you see it?
You were up in for pepperonis?
No, on the left side.
Oh, they went around for it.
They went for the big camps. Both of them going to go to red.
I think that was a really good call from Myrmidons though to take those at the start. They realized last game they weren't taken. They expected the enemy team to. This time though, with the switch around, they realized the opportunity to get that small lead. And this time, it was Conspiracy who got the lead in mid last time. This time it's Myrmidons.
I like the fact that Scylla stayed in mid to get that last creep before rotating over. She should throw the crush over the wall and not let this red go to waste. It looks like, yeah, she is going to get the experience. But now she has to rotate back before she misses creeps anyway.
Did she put down the crush beforehand though? That's the question. I think she may have put the crush down. Oh, see the use there of Sentinel just to rotate back quicker. She shouldn't lose any creeps, maybe just one in that lane.
She actually wound up losing a melee to gain the archer from the last. So it's the world's tiniest, and I mean tiniest, loss of experience in gold. But I mean, it's still technically a loss.
Be careful, Twitter's going to make you explode.
Oh, no,
you just be careful. You be careful.
No,
Comments
please.
like that.
Please.
2 minutes in though, and already we can see both of them level 4 in the mid lane. Keep an eye on Ymir though, because Ymir's wave played very effective early on, as you can see with that glacial strike. And he does not have blink, however, which I'm surprised to see. I guess he went for the power pot start, I believe, at the start of this game then.
You can see Mogao really laying waste here. Can we actually take a look at Chang'e? Does she have everything available to her? She does. You can see that Waxing Moon is ready to go. She has her 2 as well, so she has a lot of safety. At this point, Hercules, relying a lot on potions, has put himself maybe slightly behind in gold with how much he has invested into it, and the silver breastplate is already online.
The multi-potion as well there, just so we can double stack healing effects as well, just from potions alone. Gonna Earthbreaker and Driver Strike the wave just to clear that out and try and put some pressure back onto Mogao, as Fisher in mid lane looking for a freeze. Not gonna find it. Kind of telegraphed that one a little bit too much there, buddy.
He could be in some trouble. Beautiful shot by Sio.
Saved him.
Yeah, that Sikkim was absolutely gorgeous.
It was perfect. Fisher trying to trade some damage back. Going to land that Glacial Strike. It is nice. A little bit of heavy poke there between the two. Back Harpies are available for the Myrmidons, so keep an eye on them. Swinging around for those soon.
Wavebeard once again going to red. It's going to lock blue in the lane. Can Get Fisher do anything with this? You see him rotating to the left side, checking to see if the camp is there. He should know that it's spawning, giving the timer. But Sio has chosen back camps.
Look at this call though from Myrmidons. They've rotated from duo lane now to contest these left-hand Harpies. They had the timer on them. So there's going to be a 3-man sharing with the jungler here and the duo lane to just give them that extra advantage. And just in case they try to contest.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Medusa. I thought one of them was stolen. I got so excited. But that was a 4-man split there?
It was 3 for one, and 4 for the other.
Yeah, that's...
Sio missed one of them, but they could contest the right ones as well here. They don't even lose anything in lane if you notice as well. They come back the full waves here, and Darda should be able to soak these up with Medusa. The acid spit plus a belly flop if required will clear out quite quick.
Check out Shaggy Shank right there. I love the discipline. He recognizes that there's no gank potential coming, so he just takes the stun. He doesn't utilize. He doesn't use his jump. He doesn't waste the mana. Doesn't burn the cooldown just in case someone else was coming. That kind of patience is extremely important in these pro level games.
Also about communications too, because the team will be like, I've just seen Thor over in, seen the jungler over in the other lane, so it should be fine.
Tell us more about this Thor that's happening here.
I know, that's why I said Circa. I said Thor, I went, hang on, jungler, whatever. Whatever.
See, justice.
Tell us more about that 1 minion of experience that you missed, DM.
Yeah, it wasn't 1 minion. He actually gained the archer but lost a melee.
Oh, a melee? What's
So-
he going to do without a melee?
Well, it's a 7 loss of gold if he doesn't get the last hit.
How can he play Smash if he's not got a melee?
Brawl.
Back
Hey,
to
an
the
ultimate!
game. A Millsy.
He's stuck.
For some aggression, not going to find anything though.
I'm surprised that...
That was actually a wave clear from Shaggy Shank. He just
Right,
went to clear
but-
the wave and back, and Millsy was a little bit too far forward. They didn't want to aggressively.
Where was the ultimate to begin with, is the question. Why was he so far back?
Who?
Shaggy.
Shaggy was so far
I'm sorry,
back.
Jermaine.
Oh, Jermaine. I mean, Jermaine wasn't really in a position to go aggressive.
I mean, I guess.
He was just looking for the pick more than anything else.
So mid lane, we're looking at Sayo, facing off against Sagi here. Sayo getting that wave clear, and you can see just trying to hold the lane as best he can until his mid laner gets back. Isis working her way back as well. Arrow should be able to get most, if not, yeah, all of this experience.
So Getfisher on the other side in the jungle, he has got that blink online now. So keep an eye on those blink engagements, blink freeze, one of the best abilities in game, and there we go. Oh my god, the preemptation from Emilzy was fantastic, and Fisher's the one that's gonna die!
I don't know about that. Soggy Sandal's very low. Neither players wind up going down there. Getfisher really very lucky.
Telegraph from Emilzy though is like, you're gonna blink freeze me, so I'm gonna ult the moment I hear the blink.
Yeah, and he did, right?
Yep.
He stuns him out, forces Getfisher into a bad spot. The I'm a Monster was the real save there. If he didn't land that and force Soggy Sandal away, that could have been first blood. But we're 6 minutes in and we're seeing Europe at their best.
Emilzy really looking strong right now. Had a good game one as we tune in with Zashu over in this solo lane. Has Warrior Tabby finished? His opponent Mogao playing Chang'e once again. This is his 3rd game out of 4 games on Chang'e, and he's got Breastplate of Valor finished, working on boots next.
Look at how far back he's staying. He's like, I don't want to get comboed. At this point, though, he should get some pretty free wave clear. In fact, yeah, look at the strafing. Perfect usage of both abilities there. Going to send the damage into Zashu as well.
But he's also waiting for Hercules to use those abilities first, right? He's waiting for the Driving Strike to be on cooldown and the Earthbreaker before he starts to look to clear the wave out afterwards. It's a sign of somebody that's just patient in the lane, not looking to take free poke that could potentially get him killed.
So Emilzy going to lock away Dardas, make sure that they get these camps, and they will. Left side's going to go to blue this time.
He's going to look around the back for the pick onto Zashu. There is no blink available. Just be patient. Wait for the Driving Strike. There we go. Now you can freeze and kill him. Should be an easy pickup. They even waited patiently there. That was just a lovely pick, but Fish is going to die. He's stayed in tower range too long. The wall!
Oh, and he's caught. See, that's why I called for the Waxing Moon should have started that engagement. If she started before Getfisher was on the map, they could have done that without Getfisher taking that tower damage.
Well, I guess they worried about the Driving Strike just to get him out just at the edge of that.
But Hercules doesn't have beads. They should have been able to full combo.
Agreed. It looked like an opportunity for Myrmidons to get a clean kill. Instead, they trade it out. It was first blood, though, to Myrmidons.
What?
And that's a minion, Sandal.
What?
It's right, it spreads. It spreads.
No, he didn't. He didn't kill it.
Oh, he didn't kill it. He didn't kill it. Okay.
Sandal has...
I tried to save him, but like it's going to spread.
No, see,
his wave
I agree. Like maybe he's going to clear the wave with it. He didn't even do that. He is maybe that is a tilting right there.
That's an anger. He needs to be upset with himself a lot. Dardes in mid going to get a good burp onto Emilzy, but Arrow finds a nice spirit ball to force Dardes back once again on this Bacchus that he seems to go to quite a lot now.
Mogao, would you please go back to the base? I understand that you have a bunny.
I've got a bunny.
I understand that the bunny's coming back right now.
Is Fisher coming over for the gank? No, he's going to go pick up the blue buff this time around. Give it over to Mogao, who is out of mana.
Yeah, he's just not. He's just at this point. It feels like he's under like the effects of a bet.
Though. We might see a fight over here because they know Mogao's low on mana here. Soggy Sandal should be going aggressive. They're going to back it up because it is against the Ymir jungle, who can quite easily disengage them.
That's right. The freeze there would have been enough to shut that down. They wouldn't have gotten full damage, given the fact that Death Pain would have been frozen out, and the fact that she doesn't have her ultimate available to her for, it looks like, 30 more seconds. So it's very smart of them to disengage that fight on the blue side. Despite the fact that it looks like they had control there, it could have turned around very quickly.
So 8.5 minutes in, it's been a slow game so far. That first blood only came about a minute ago. The gold advantage is in favour of Myrmidons just because of the first blood. There's nothing more to really write home about in this one. The longer this game goes though, DM, that's when you're going to start seeing the Scylla come online.
Yeah, they're not trying to shut down the mid lane as hard as they need to. Considered one of the heaviest late game carries in the game, Scylla is able to just straight up end the team fight. By hitting one reset of I'm a Monster, she wins the team fight.
I mean, to be fair as well, if you can actually get that belly flop from Dardes, that sets up a free I'm a Monster every
It's guaranteed.
time. Fisher gets a little bit caught there. Circle protection going to burst him down low. He will die. The I'm a Monster did connect on the back on Circuit, but not enough for the kill, and Zashu's rotation paid off.
this was a really big win there because not only are they getting more kills, but they're sending Get Fisher to play from behind. Now, from what we've seen, Get Fisher's ability to play from the lead is pretty decent. He has good control, he likes to be tanky, he likes to box people and absorb damage for his team. But every single time Get Fisher has been behind, it's either almost cost them the game or it's been a result where, you know, like last game where Bellona had zero effect whatsoever. Right now, Get Fisher's not getting off the big freezes, he's not getting off the big ults, and right now he is the second lowest level in the game, only to his own support.
The good thing about playing Ymir, though, is he is a Guardian. He's still going to be effective even without items in the later stages.
Highest health scaling in the game.
On top of the fact that the Glacial Strike's still going to do good damage, the freeze still going to be effective, and that wall.
370, yes, from the Glacial Strike?
I believe so.
Zayden can tell us. Zayden, let's see.
Frizz.
Yeah, 370 plus 70% magical power, not to mention the extra damage from Frostbite.
Not to mention the slow, 35% slow.
That's a heavy. That's 4 seconds?
4 seconds
Jeez,
slow.
what a move, man.
People forget about it. And then on top of that, you got that wall as well. He's going to find the freeze there, but gets silenced out by Aero before he gets the Glacial Strike. Great belly flop from Dardes to secure that kill. And the burp did hit onto Soggy Sandal, and that leaves Mogao to get in there with a waxing moon. Can he find the rest?
He's like, check out Emilzy. I love the way that Emilzy played that, but it wasn't enough. He was too far gone at that point. It's going to be a 2-for-0 trade in favor of Myrmidons, and that is what we're looking for. The big combos, right?
What a rotation from Myrmidons, though. Shaggy Shang just base, so Jermaine, realizing there was going to be aggression, came all the way over as well. And now they're going to be able to go for the Gold Fury. Shaggy will be here. Dardes, they're setting up for a bait here.
Eyes on Dardes. They know that they have a sentry.
Don't telegraph this, Fisher.
He's starting this out. They've already baited this. You see the rollout's going to be wasted.
Oh,
that
good blink.
was awesome.
And Millsy gets a really good blink of Zashu. Going to get aggressed on here, but he is a tank on the front line. And Millsy stops the damage with the Cataclysm, but Mogao is in a world of hurt.
Got him. Dive bomb. One shot. Zashu's going to find it with the driving strike, but they put themselves out of position hugely. Oh,
where
that's
is Sayo? He might live because Sayo's on the way in. Hit the Spirit Ball. No, the Armor Monster connects. Will he find a second one? No. Juked up by Millsy. Blinking from Soggy Sandal gets him a double with a single Death Bane, and he flips Jermaine into trouble too. The triple is available. But Aero takes it.
Doesn't matter. I mean, they already just blew up that team fight as a 4-for-2 trade. Granted, they have traded out two of the people most necessary for the Gold Fury. At the same time, the damage was so real there. Sayo still standing strong. Blue needs to disengage from this. Sayo can still win this team fight.
Yes, Sayo could still try and turn this one. He could get turned on himself, though.
No, he's... Okay, no,
they backed away from Gold Fury at the same time, so that works out well for the boys of Myrmidons. What they did wrong there, DM, though, was they hung around that Gold Fury trying to bait in and then chose not to bait and start it.
See, the two things that really ended that fight, one, Zashu did not need to driving strike for the kill. He wasted his CC to guarantee a kill that was already guaranteed by Shaggy Shang. He had that. To not rely on your Hunter to literally hit one auto attack from melee range shows maybe a little bit more of an inherent issue for a solo laner who's supposed to be relying on your carries. Number two, and while it did turn around amazingly, Soggy Sandal comes in with the hottest save.
The hot save.
Blinks in, Cobra's Kiss hits two separate targets, sends the damage into each other, and
Death Bane's over the top of him.
The hot zigzag.
The hot zigzag connects, and then has the presence of mind to turn around and ult the last remaining damage dealer in Jermaine.
Beautiful play. Soggy and Aero really had a lot to do in that fight, and Emilzy, of course, as well. Such great control. Sayo, though, does keep the Gold Fury alive. We haven't checked the graphs in a while. You'll see it's very even.
Very even as well, especially for 12 minutes into this game. You expect one team to have a lead. Mogao going to take some poke there.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
That was...
Zashu.
So let's change the camera to mid lane.
A little bit patient. A little bit.
Hey, it's Aero.
I don't know what Zashu was doing there. Whether he was like driving strike expecting the...
He was trying to do the auto attack cancel into the driving strike, but instead he panicked, messed up the auto attack, and then she used her 2, and then he panicked again and used his driving strike.
He walked away.
I've Habwa ulted a Ymir wall 1 second after it was up. It happens.
Check it out and build on Get Fisher here. He looks like he's going towards Mystical Mail or Sovereignty here more than likely. It could be Midgardian as well. We'll see where he's going to end up taking that one. Blinking from Melzi though. He wants to fight. Blink from Fisher in response. Sayo gets picked on the back though and he's dead. There's no escape for him. He will get his Iron Monster off in place, but it doesn't connect with anyone as he will fall to the wayside. Aero stays in that circle of protection and the Fat Man's in trouble at the back.
Oh, Aero missing 2 Big wing gust right there. Doesn't find the kill onto Bacchus, which should have been guaranteed. Great juking coming out there from Dardas. He baited the direction he was going to go and then sharp juked in the other direction. And from max range, it's not super
Chang'e
easy
could be in
to
trouble
hit.
here. Millsy's in support. They're chasing down, looking for the kill.
Ricochet's up.
There's the ricochet. Great beads uses, but the stun's still going to connect.
Oh.
I don't think Shaggy thought the beads were going to last longer.
Yeah,
you noticed that? He didn't think he was going to get the stun.
They were a level 1 beads right there. Trouble here. Mogao by himself does have his ultimate available. Surprised to not see him try to take the 2v1.
Good freeze from Fisher. They're looking for Zashi, who's teleported around the backside here by the looks of it. How did he get? Did he just walk round the back then? He must have.
Nice beads. Those beads were activated in response to the audio cue of the Earthbreaker to ensure that he didn't get pulled. Had he not beads exactly there, there was a fair chance he could have fallen.
Mogao in mid lane, going to take some poke from the Spirit Ball. Nice knock up over the wall. Zashi going to dive the tower here. Immediate use from Mogao there to actually use that dance move to give him the extra mobility more than just the escape.
So there are no weakening curses on the field right now. And I think both teams might have misstepped at this point, considering how much healing each side has. Circular protection, Shaggy Shank with his his auto attacks, and then mitigate wounds, probably the most healing ability in the game. Other side, maybe not as much, but Mogao still has a lot of healing. Of course, with his 3.
On the side of Myrmidons as well, Dardes, he's going to have to probably be the one to get the weakening. He can pick it up to deal with the Hercules, to deal with Arrow as well. The other side of things, though, Conspiracy, well, they do have Geb, I guess. I mean, Geb.
Zashu has 2 open slots right now.
That's true. He's not. I actually thought he teleported by how he got behind everybody.
Too.
And he's
that
walks
rotation
in there.
What's he doing? Speaking of which, we do have the Mystical Mail coming out from Get Fisher. You called that one. I love this item.
I think Mystical Mail is very strong. I'm not sure about this stage of the game, though, because the damage that it can do is a little bit not as strong as it could be if he would have gone for a more damaging route. We'll give him some tankiness, though, as Millsy gets picked in mid lane. The Armor Monster does connect, and now with Fisher on the back, that's a dead rock.
I think that's worth. I mean, by him going in there, perhaps it wasn't necessary for him to sacrifice himself, but for him to do that at this stage and ensure that the gold goes off, there's nothing for it to do. Look, they all rotated to the Gold Fury. They had no idea because of how great that rotation is. Emilzy completely removed all doubt that they weren't doing the Gold Fury, and with that, the gold win there comes out big time.
I think Emilzy was just screaming in mid lane then, go, 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 just do it, just do it, just do it. They're focusing me. They've used a lot on me already. He would have been calling out what was missing. Great play from Conspiracy to pick themselves up a little bit of a gold lead here once more in this game. They managed to get miles ahead last game. Myrmidons came back, but Myrmidons not so far behind this time round.
You know, I think Emilzy is doing a great job of guiding this team in the right direction in terms of calls, in terms of control around the map. You know, he was a coach for a long time, so he has that coaches or casters or analysts' eye of the, you know, the lack of information is information kind of thing, where it's like, I can control 3 people here while you guys get this. I'll call if I need help.
Exactly, and he's doing a good job for his team. Now leading from the forefront, 0-1-7
Beautiful
in this
score.
game so far. You can't complain with a score like that as a support.
0-1-5, not anything to be mad about either.
Not
Dardas,
at all.
yeah, 0-1-5, that's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous score.
Gorgeous got both the supports playing up to the standpoint we expect from the Fisher. Could be looked at there by Soggy Sandal. Instead, they'll take the Harpies, the safer option, just in case there's support hanging in the wings, which there was from Dardes, just rotating to that mid lane there. 7-6 is still anyone's game at this point.
So let's take a look at the builds here. No. We're going to talk about Get Fisher and the fact that he kind of just baited himself.
Changed his mind, so he took a lot of poke as the Cataclysm did hit from Emilzy on the backside. Spirit Ball plus Driving Strike into the circle of protection. The Wombo went off. And meanwhile, Soggy nearly got caught there, but Emilzy's shield was on point.
I don't know about this one. He's sending a lot of damage into the Geb shield. Soggy's still standing strong as Zashu gets the control. Shaggy Shank moving forward here. They have a 5v4 advantage, although it's likely to see Serket back.
It's just going to be a wash this fight. I don't see any more pressure coming out. A lot of ultimates already on cooldown. If anything, it'll be the side of Myrmidons to re-engage, but they don't have a forefront to do that really with the Dardes. But it does wash. You're going to see London Conspiracy retreat with their 1 kill.
Right here, I think that's a pretty big win for London. You know, just that little kill is taking a rather emotional player. We know Get Fisher to be a player who tilts very quickly. Another death, and they gain literally nothing off it. This is going to further stem their dominance into his mind, and it could start forcing misplays.
Fisher is 3-4-3 though, so at the kills, he's been involved in every single one of them. He's not playing terribly, but like when he blinked then, he should have froze immediately.
But he also had the lead.
He was very patient. Mogao does not get hit by that kiss.
He's also Ymir, whose endgame is not as strong as the endgame of Serket's.
But he's there as a CC bot more than anything.
That's true.
CC bot, that's all Ymir becomes. With those walls, the wall is a form of CC that people underestimate and forget.
And I suppose relying on Jermaine is not the worst idea, right?
No, not in the world at all. Re-engage again for Mugao. This time they're going to find the last breath. He's going to be able to get into tower range using the beads though, so he didn't get thrown away. Earthbreaker did connect, but not at max range, and neither did the Waxing Moon.
You know, I almost don't like watching Chang'e from this angle because all the cool things that I do on stream look so much less impressive when you're not from that third person view.
Talking about impressive
where it looks like
right
you're
now.
getting surrounded.
Arrow does have to use the circle protection to get himself up. Fisher out of position again. He's trying to move, but the slows are just too much for him to get out, and he'll get picked.
He was way out of position. There was nobody even remotely close to him.
He had Scylla with him. He got a double freeze off, but they didn't have the damage to burst him down.
No, from the beginning, I don't think anything was going to come of that. You know, he's trying to make plays now. This is what happens when you start to go on tilt. You try to make those plays to come back into favor, and it's hurting him.
Dardes did find the belly flop, but with Wind Gust available and being in use, Arrow did not get knocked up, and that's why you saw so much poke onto him come out. Left harpies are available. We'll see a fight. Dardes leading the forefront again, making them all drunk. And Soggy Sandal needs to get out quick.
I'm a monster. Sayo throws in some damage. Zashu, unimpressed, will just throw out a driving strike and force Sayo to use the Sentinel back.
Well, he's got Stone of Gaia anyway, so he's got magical defense already to be able to deal with the burst. It's a smart building up against what he's against, right, in the laning phase.
Right.
He's not being pressured too much.
Consider there's 4 magical on this team. Building Stone of Gaia shuts down so much of their damage. All he has to worry about is Jermaine. So if I were him, I would just be, every time I go into a team fight, trying to CC the hell out of Jermaine.
I'm talking about Jermaine. He's been very quiet this game. Last game we saw him go off his Rama plays, which we've seen last set as well. This set, very quiet so far this lane. Shaggy Shank himself has been quiet, but looked a little bit more aggressive in my personal view.
I'm looking at Shaggy Shank here. It might be able to wake Jermaine up here. Are we going to see the cute ricochet? No, it's still down for 9 seconds.
Take into account that when you get that Mark of the Crown, you can be seen by Hou-Yi through walls as well. One of those abilities that people underestimate, so they can see your rotation through the jungle and give away your position.
It's a really effective move. The box, like the text box, is massive.
Because it does so much with every other ability he's got. It's crazy.
Mogao very low on mana here. I'm looking at his build as well. Such a great build. You see a lot of physical damage coming out from the jungle, and the solo laner goes into the breastplate, now into neutral defense with the health from the Warlock Sash, and then a decent amount of damage there as well, plus the damage from the pen and from the boots. I mean, this is a really cohesive build. Has the beads fully maxed, so that way he can increase his damage in team fights as well.
We would normally see level 18s, let's say level 19s, 20s by this point in a game, but this one been stalemated quite a lot by both teams because of the amount of aggression that's come out. No one really has the overall control of this game. As Zashu is looking for Mogo under the tower here. He's baiting him as long as he can, but Zashu very tanky.
Is he going to go back in? No, he's going to let that one go. Mogao is going to get a free back here. Sayo's in some trouble.
Oh, trouble? He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He should not have kicked him in that direction.
Shame he didn't kick him in the direction. Great catches from Mills. He's soft Fisher, really aggressive. Into the fiery sons of Shaggy Shank. He'll zone the team away as Jermaine has to beads away. He's going to turn around with a Petrify and fight onto Shaggy, but it beads us out and gets Fisher.
This is so much trouble. Zashu, clean kill right there. That's going to be a 3-for-0. So much already spent. Mogao in a lot of trouble. Waxing Moon is down. Boulder bounces off, finds damage. Dive bomb, driving strike, destructed.
Shank! Ooh, Shaggy. Great armor, great use of his beads to continue the aggression as well.
Fire Giant.
And he's still happy to just leap in there and find that kill. They'll take the tower, and like you said, Fire Giant is now an option.
I mean, unless he has 900 gold and a ward to teleport to, there's really no chance.
In Togas we trust, right?
No, there's no Togas.
You can't even get here in time, can you?
Mealsy's got to be careful with this tank. It looks like the team did react well. That looked like a World of Warcraft raid fight where someone went out of position and messed it up, but everyone like communicated the mess up and was able to like get back around and not force the wipe. He actually uses the shield to prevent all that as well. That was a great Fire Giant right there. And they're going to pick it up. This is a clean win right now. London Conspiracy, Fire Giant, 5,000 gold, 8,000 experience with no level 20s. They're going to back, they're going to spend, and we're going to see if Myrmidons can hold this out.
Can Myrmidons hold it out now because they're 23 minutes into this one? That was not the best engagement for them, honestly, in that mid lane. It just didn't work out well for them until they got picked apart, and it all started from the play, honestly, from Arrow and Soggy Sandal linking up to bring down Sayo before he could do anything.
By the way, I absolutely adore this Spirit Robe coming out from Cirquet. He has been getting focused so hard in team fights that this is going to put him in a position where he can take a little bit more damage, control a little bit harder, and still get off the CC that they've been using, because Serquette's damage has been decent, right? You can actually see she's actually very low, right? It's been Serquette decent. You know, she's a single target assassin, so it's not going to be high. So she's going to limit her damage further, but increase the usability for her in the front line.
Blink in from Aero, very aggressive, forcing the blink from Fisher, which was good in response.
That's
but
a
now
win
that
to me.
cooldown means that Fisher can't blink freeze and get a couple of people. This time I'm going to have to rely on the wall here. The Go Fury's been started. The Myrmidons are thinking about aggressing onto it. They're looking for Jermaine if he was staying in the lane a little bit too long there, I think.
Mogao coming in a little bit too late. Mealsy going to try to cut it off. Shockwave not going to do well for the blink.
Mealsy took a little bit of poke there. Mogao did have to blink in response then. And now the boys at Conspiracy sieging up. The tier 1 tower still stands here. I expect to see Zashu just swing around the back like he is doing to keep him more busy, so the boys can push up this lane. They're going to have to wait for a minion wave or tank it up.
Nah, they're just going to go right in. One shot taking from Arrow. Rest is going to go to Mealsy. Actually, no, trades it out to Sagi Sandal. Not sure why he chose to do
Zashu
that.
to get it, I think, more than anything else. There he is. Will pick up that tower. He's still
That was
at
late,
full
though.
HP.
I don't like the fact that they traded out that late because it wasted the mitigate wounds. He has CC.
He's still full health, though.
He has cooldown reduction, and that's the more important thing.
And he's got Stone of Guy. Well, it's going to be up to Myrmidons to try and make something happen. The blink is up now for Get Fisher. Dardes does have blink as well. But the rollout is coming from Mbelzy. He's going to zone them just by rolling into them all. Sion forced way back when. And Fisher was left alone on the front side to be picked up by Arrow.
4-man Cataclysm. Boulder rolling through, doing lots of damage. To see something. Turnarounds coming out from Jermaine. Sayo doesn't have the kill potential.
Mogao is in trouble, but luckily the beads were available. And Millsy blinks again. Was low on HP, but he's going to be able to force him back one more time. Tier 2 falls, as did Fisher.
Only a 1 for 0, but they're getting the objectives, which is big. Mealsy not going to tank this one up. Zashu, again, activating a little bit early right there. Let's see how fast they can do this. He should have waited 2 shots to maximize the efficiency, but he'll get most of his health back here.
And you say by efficiency is because the tower does more damage the longer it's on you, right?
Correct.
A lot of people underestimate that being the reason as why you would want to wait a little bit longer before popping it to get the extra health back.
It's very hard to get hit by 4 hits. Generally because it takes a second for the tower to shoot. So you want the 3 most damaging to hit you before you start healing. So if you're going to get hit by 6, you generally want to take the mitigate wounds for like 3, 4, 5, or even 2, 3, 4, as the first hit does basically nothing.
I think it's a good call from London Conspiracy, though. Instead of going for the Phoenixes, they're trying to break the back of this Myrmidons team by having such a huge gold advantage. Bring down all these towers across the map, just the tier 2 remaining, and you just saw it pinged then as well. Pretty sure we're going to see the boys siege back up again.
Well, they have about 1 minute and 45 seconds left of this Fire Giant buff. It should be enough time for them to traverse the map and pick which Phoenix they want to take down.
Well, look at the itemization build right now as well. They've got pretty much a level an item advantage over the Myrmidons. Deathbringer online now for Shaggy Shank as well.
Oh,
that's going to be
Shaggy
important.
Shank. I was looking at the Deathbringer for Sagi Sandal.
Oh, I was looking at Shaggy Shanks. I wasn't even...
They both have one.
They both have one on that trip back. And Millsy did finish Voidstone there, an aggressive item that we don't see too much. Does reduce magical protections as well, which will allow Arrow to get a little bit more damage off. As you can see, he's already at 16k in this game.
Not to mention, look at the penetration. He's got Spear, he's got 10 pen on the boots, and now he has the extra 15 from Voidstone. He's also got that Ratatouille online now as well. You can see 406 without the Fire Giant buff.
And with the Fire Giant due to spawn in about 40 seconds time, you can see Conspiracy trying to hedge their bets and get themselves in position. They're looking for Fisher, who blinks around the back, but he's put himself in an awkward spot. He's channeling his ultimate. It's not worthwhile. He's going to go down.
So Hindu Man and I are both going to fix our face here as we say, yes, Ymir does need to get gold and items online.
No, he doesn't. He just has to position and get freezes off, and he didn't find a freeze then. He will fall down as Zashu zoning out Jermaine. And now
got him.
That Earthbreaker connects. Oh, that's a
got
dead snake.
Surrender vote has started. Few people would be surprised to not see to see this one go through. Myrmidons have 2 people remaining. I'm a Monster still available, but at this stage of the game, unless he hits really prime targets, I'm talking like 2 or 3 at the same time repeatedly, I don't see them being able to save this one. They're going to get a Phoenix. They're going to go back. Fire Giant's available. Do you think they're going to make the defense?
I don't know if they can make the defense here, DM. It's going to be a big ask for them. They do have a Scylla, however. I'm a Monster. Is she level 20 yet? Yes, she is. It does a considerable amount of damage at max rank. She could potentially steal it if she can get in range.
She's got pen.
Will she get there in time?
She's got a lot of pen. But I don't know if she's going to make it there.
Saj is farming mid right now.
I think they're letting this one go.
And I'm pretty sure with that, it'll probably be the game then for the side of London Conspiracy. Because London Conspiracy, that fight in mid lane before the first Fire Giant DM was where the turning point of this game happened.
Dude, I love the way that Shaggy Shang tanks that Fire Giant, man.
I love the way Aero is just playing amazingly on this ISIS.
7, 1, and 9, but I mean, for me, it's a Mealsy. It's a Mealsy. 0, 1, 15. A part of 15 of 17.
You can't ask for much better than that, really, can you?
Low kills, low deaths, high assists, right? That's the support dream.
That's the support dream.
He has
Never getting a kill is the dream.
His one death was him trading himself for Gold Fury.
And that was the best trade he could have asked for in that situation. Like, why would you not want to die and give your team a whole Gold Fury advantage?
London Conspiracy is looking a lot stronger than I thought they were going to coming into this game.
Me too, because some of the standout players on this team, like, the one name that we've not heard much of is Shaggy Shang.
Which is so crazy.
Which is so crazy, because Shaggy Shang was around on Coast and well known as a very good hunter.
He
this
was
time,
Coast.
He's the quiet, silent assassin in this game now.
To me, he was Coast.
And now look at him. He's part of Conspiracy, but he's actually a member. He's not the player.
Well, I mean, let's talk about Zashu, right? Going even or beating Mogao both times. The Mogao is like the player to talk about right now in Europe, right?
I mean, a lot of people are talking about Mogao because he's been around for so long. They've been wanting to see a lot of Hades, but I don't think we're going to see much of it.
We're not going to see much of it.
We saw one.
And then we're never going to see it again.
I mean, the only teams that I can see potentially leave it up would be the likes of like Fnatic, Titan. Maybe they'll leave it up to see.
I don't think Bird will let Hades go through.
It's a mistake if they do, but at the same time, they want to try and prove that it can be beaten. You know.
See, I don't think trying to make that point is important. I think trying to ban it and hopefully beating Mogao in lane is important. And that's what Zashu is doing.
If they qualify by the end of the season, maybe we'll see one of the top teams let Hades through. But Tier 2 tower will fall, which will spell the end of any towers that Myrmidons have remaining. And it's only Phoenixes left, and it's
2 minutes.
2 at that.
They got 2 minutes left on this Fire Giant. That's a very long siege. Circle of Protection is available. They should just put it down and rush in.
They should really be waiting for Dardes to initiate this time. Stop waiting for Fisher to go in. Get Dardes to initiate first. Then Fisher follow up. There's Fisher going aggressive. He only finds the frost onto minions. And he's surrounded again as the fire.
There it is.
Suns come down. Sayo
there it is.
did find one, but Shaggy dropped one as well.
They got to keep going here. Soggy Sandal going to get picked off here. Emilzy pretty low as well. But they gave Blue too much time to run around. They needed to continue that fight as aggressively as possible. And they didn't choose it. They chose a safer route. And Blue is turning it around beautifully.
Sayo, though, has done great work in that fight. Shaggy's still going to be tanky enough to survive as Zashu did find that driving strike on Mog on the backside. They've got to be careful as Sayo.
Fire minions coming in.
Shaggy healed up nicely off that minion wave.
Fire minions right back in there. Yeah, Shaggy looking really strong here. Can they end? 2 Phoenixes down, only 1 remains. Probably their best bet would be to wash this, reinitiate back on the mid Phoenix once it's respawned, take some of the jungle camps, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, Sayo really did well in that engagement to actually stop that wash from happening more than anything else. That should have been a full deicide in favour of London Conspiracy, but Sayo got himself in a good position, got a good Ymir monster off and picked himself up a double kill that took out Soggy Sandal and Aero.
We're 20-8 right now. And again, I know I've said it already, but London Conspiracy looks so much stronger, so much more cohesive, so much more of a unit than I had expected in such a little time.
For sure, I feel the same way. I spoke to Defiance before the start of the season saying that, you know, they're going to be dropping snakes into the side because of time constraints and things not working out in the jungle for him. And then to see these guys coming, I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, Soggy Sandal used to be around, but he's not been around recently. Is it wise to put somebody like that straight into a Pro League position? Well, that's worked out for him. And Stevie Beefy, now known as Zashu, he's been around a long time too. Nobody's ever picked him up as main roster, and he's showing off what he can do right now in the solo.
So, about 32 minutes in, Fire Giant buff is falling off here in about 10 seconds, so I'm expecting that London's going to make another attempt at it. Now, first, it seems they're going to use that minute before it respawns to try to get this Phoenix down while it's still weak. Expect a Circle of Protection, and they still don't have a Weakening Curse.
Millsy leading from the front there as Mogao goes in deep on his own. Deletion of Mogao, I believe that is what we call it. You make a play like that at the wrong time, you're going to get burned, and Fisher falls to a boulder from Zashu with the Circle of Protection down as well. The Petrify was good, but we're going to follow Aero with those Wind Gusts.
Oh my god, Zashu with a double driving strike. I'm a Monster, didn't clear it. Nice Sikkim, Crush not going to follow, at least not quickly enough. Sayo likely to fall here, and even if he doesn't, all of his spells are on cooldown. Let's ride in. Oh, right into the fountain! The Arrow shutting down any chance of a defense, and London Conspiracy coming out with a hot 2-0.
Alright, calm down, Aero. Anyone would think he was trying to get to Worlds.
My God!
Anyone would think he was trying to get to Worlds with a play like that. That was craziness from those boys. Conspiracy closed that game out in a style and a half with a big play. More from, honestly, in my opinion, Mogau's overly aggression there that kind of like just threw that fight.
Yeah, he blinked in trying to look for the dream waxing moon,
dream play.
But they were set up in this strange, almost like Satan-esque pentagram.
Mighty Ducks.
It was
Like
beautiful.
Mighty Ducks formation.
Oh, the flying V.
Yeah.
The flying V, very important.
Let's have a look at the first blood on your screens. This is when Fisher combined with his buddy in the solo lane.
This is really important to me because we should have saw the waxing moon come out. And while this first blood does go to red, there's a trade that happens right here in the jungle that shouldn't have. Get Fisher should not have been caught there because Mogao should have ulted earlier. And while that first blood did go to red, it winds up being a close to even trade, which hurt them a lot. Get Fisher fell behind early and could never really catch back up.
Small thing for Myrmidons to look at going forward then is just how they link together when they go for those ganks. One thing that Get Fisher and Mogao will probably work on in their next game coming up. Guess who's playing the game, Dion?
I'm going to say Arrow.
Yes, it is. It's Arrow. 11, 2, and 12.
Jeepers.
We saw him at the end of the last game. And to be fair, Sayo's been mentioned time and time again around ISIS over in EU, but Arrow's showing he can perform
Arrow had a
very
game,
well.
man. Arrow had a real good game. Look at that. Perfect Spirit Ball. The Wing Gusts were great. He uses the Circle of Protection as he gets stunned, just as a form of like, if you engage on me, I'll take less damage. And like, still going. Beautiful pull by Zashu. Doesn't Driving Strike. Relied that time on the stun from the Ricochet, and then allowed the kill to go to Arrow in the end. Just
really
beautiful.
Just good work from him all in all. His position in those engagements not so
This.
bad. Always on the outskirts, but still involved, using the range of ISIS to his maximum potential.
I love the beads usage right there as well. Stop so much CC coming in, reset the cooldowns, just beautiful.
And now they're going to be able to pick up that Phoenix and look to win out the game. Great work from Arrow. 58.4
Oh, wait,
FP. You ready for it? The hot blink.
Here we go. Ha! I didn't think it was going to kill. He didn't think it was going to kill. He threw an auto
A
attack.
full build ISIS at that stage of the game. Those Spirit
Threw the
Balls
auto attack.
chunk more than anything else. Let's have a little talk to one of the members of the London Conspiracy, and we've actually got their jungler, one of their newest additions,
Yes.
Mr. Soggy Sandal. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, I'm pretty good, thanks.
So my favorite play of the set, you come in as Cirquette, there's two people standing in front of you, two of your teammates are already dead. You get the doubles Cobra's Kiss into the craziest Deathbane, and basically the game just ended from there. Tell us a little bit about what was going through your head for that play.
Well, I mean, I came into the fight pretty late after the Shaggy had done like a ton of work with his ultimate, like getting them really low, and Dashu like did so much work getting them low. I come in and I see the two of them in the back line getting like they're within kill range. So I'm just like blink, taunt, hit the double taunt. Pretty luckily, honestly, I was aiming for it, but I got it, and so I went for the hot double kill and then turned around.
It's not luck if you were going for it. It's luck if you didn't need to. That's what you're gonna say. That's luck. If you actually went for it, it's not luck. That's skill. Remember that. Going forward.
Okay, yeah.
So you're the newest member of the team, taking over from the Lord Suntouch, as some people have called him in the past, the Potato King himself. How does it feel transitioning onto this team? What's it like to play with Arrow, MLZ, and Shaggy Shank, most of all?
Oh, it's amazing. Like it adds like such a different level to Smite, like I've never had before, because I've always played casuals, I've always played like ranked, and it's like it's so different playing with scrims and playing with an actual team who's actually going to listen to you, and you know you're grouping together, you're working together, and it adds so much more to the game, and it's like it's like added a really refreshing aspect to the game to me. It's been great.
So a little bit more of a personal question here. Your name is always very familiar to me. Do you QNA?
No, IQ EU like predominantly. I've been around your streams quite a few times though.
No, I mean I've seen you in the stream, but I feel like your name is in my games.
That's
a lot.
Soggy Flip Flop. That's what
Soggy,
you're
get out of here.
There are quite a few Soggies around.
Soggy, you had a
Soggies.
killer set, man. Like really, both games were very, very impressive. So welcome aboard. We're glad to have you here in the Pro League, man. Anything you want to shout out before we let you go?
I want to do a quick shout out to Spiff Sinister, who now owes me a nice signed picture, I think, according to Twitter. Obviously, a shout out to the team because they've been playing amazing, and obviously my Circuit minion in the second game gets a good.
No, wait. We're gonna wait there. What was that?
Oh, I went for the combo on Mogao, and like I hit the ult, and then somehow I just picked up a minion, and I just stood there and just like Hello?
Why didn't
Lag?
You could have at
Team?
least, if you would have spread it, we would have saved
Why didn't you kill the minion?
Because I
would've
was so
spread it-
shocked.
Thank you so much, Sagi-san, for joining us. Great luck with London Conspiracy.
Ah.
Top of the shop with 4-0. You boys are. Have a great rest of your weekend. I believe they've got another game to come this weekend too, those boys.
Ooh.
But we're going to cut to a quick break and bring you North America
That's
next.
right. Cog and Eager going to be facing off here. Eager still trying to show that their new roster is strong. Cog has a completely new roster that they have not yet proven.
Completely new roster. Those boys have got to prove what they've got because on paper they sound fantastic. Are they that in reality? Find out after the short break.